Anyway, you want to see something scary? You want to see something really scary? Like, just absolutely terrifying? And I'm sorry, I'm opening up so many videos like this. It's like me opening up videos on my Magic the Gathering channel saying, do you want to be the villain? And, I mean, no, nobody really wants to be the villain of their table, but everybody with a budget deck 100% wants to, because fuck that guy who bought a Ristic Study. Anyway, where am I going with all this? Oh, right! Horrors beyond my imagination! Did you know, PBS News, I'm sorry, goodbye, but did you know that Trump is having a goddamn military parade? But the way that they are handling it is a way that gives him perfect plausible deniability, and to show that he's not actually having a military parade like one other dictator in the past whom we would have shot, but he shot himself dead, did. Oh, boy. Army confirms a military parade to celebrate its 250th anniversary. It just so happens it's going to be held on Donald Trump's birthday. Why? You were hoping that was going to get shot down? Something else might be shot down. Who knows? Lots of military personnel. Washington Associated Press, the Army on Friday confirmed there will be a military parade on President Donald Trump's birthday in June as part of the celebrations around the service's 250th birthday. Plans for the parade, as first detailed by the Associated Press on Thursday, call for about 6,600 soldiers, 150 vehicles, 50 helicopters to follow a route from Arlington, Virginia, to the National Mall. Until recently, the Army's birthday festival plans did not include a massive parade, which officials say will cost tens of millions of dollars. Why? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? What is the point? Oh, I know. It's to make one guy feel like he's way more important than he actually is. It's to make one guy feel that way. That all said, did you know that this is happening too? There is a protest that is being planned to actively block the military parade on June 14th. I don't know if I have the balls to do that. That's fucking scary. That is something absolutely terrifying, because you will literally be up against thousands, literally thousands, of military personnel. And again, the way they have this worded, they are going to use plausible deniability to say, no, this wasn't a Donald Trump parade. Why would these anti-patriots try to stop an army parade that does nothing but celebrate our servicemen? That's what Fox News is going to do. I'm just calling it right now. That's what they are going to call. They are going to use this to say that we just hate the military. Plans for the parade, as first detailed by the Associated Press, we've already gone over that. But Trump has long wanted a military parade, and discussions with the Pentagon about having one in conjunction with the birthday festival less than 2 months ago. The Army 250th birthday happens to coincide with Trump's 79th birthday on June 14th. In a statement Friday, Army spokesperson Steve Warren said the Army's birthday celebration will include a spectacular fireworks display, a parade, and a day-long festival on the National Mall. The pricey parade comes as Trump and his Department of Government Efficiency, run by Elon Musk, have slashed federal government departments, personnel, and programs, with thousands of workers losing their jobs. But don't worry, we can spend millions, tens of $millions on a fucking parade. Lenari says you muted for a bit. Yeah, that was a dramatic pause with me staring at the screen like this. It's an effort to make you uncomfortable. It's a thing that Kubrick did, and then you cut it with comedy in the end to break the silence. with something like anyway, like it breaks people out from it. It's a technique that you use in order to snap people back who have been zoning off when listening to what you're doing. I'm just explaining how speaking to groups works now. I need to stop. I need to stop. There's probably going to be protests everywhere. I was like, Tenna, Anna, you're trying to say Tiananmen. Maybe my phone's fucked? Maybe. Who knows? In comments to Fox News Digital, White House officials confirmed a commemorative parade would take place and said it would be one of the first events to kick off a year-long celebration of the nation's 250th anniversary. When asked about the parade Thursday, the White House did not respond, and Army officials said no decision has been made. While officials said that there has now been a formal decision to proceed with the parade, there's no specific cost estimate. Yeah, just a few $1 million here, a few $1 million there. Who knows how much it's going to end up costing? That's for the bean counters. Warren said that given the significance of the Army birthday, they are looking at options to make the celebration even bigger, with more capability demonstrations, additional displays of equipment, and more engagement with the community. Yeah, how do you make it bigger than just having the biggest inflated blowhard be the center of everything afterwards? He's gonna say that they held a parade in his honor. You know that's what they're gonna do. Mangoria says, what's this stream about? We are talking about politics. We were talking about Magic the Gathering earlier. We are done with that. We did a big game. That was great. And now we are talking about one fascist trying to hold a military parade in his own honor and using plausible deniability to say that that is not what it is. That's what's happening right now. Hi, welcome to the stream. We cover things that actually matter. To a degree. Sometimes we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. Which, you know, your mileage may vary. Old Gus says, I love how they denigrate bean counters, considering logistics is the U.S. military superpower. Varen VT says, Sonic matters to a degree. Trish James says, Magic, when I saw MTG in the title, I thought it was Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nope, that was a collaborative game with a bunch of other YouTubers. Hydrate, because I don't know the last time you had Wawa. The last time I had Wawa was the last time I was in Florida, I believe. And I think I had a smoothie there, because their smoothies are second only to Smoothie King. Also, they have those hot honey breakfast sandwiches that are fucking great. Oh, you're talking about water. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Warren said that given the significance of the Army birthday, they're looking at making things even bigger. Army planning documents obtained this week by the Associated Press and dated April 29th and 30th said the parade will include soldiers from at least 11 corps and divisions nationwide. They said it would involve a Stryker battalion with 2 companies of Stryker vehicles, a tank battalion, and 2 companies of tanks, an infantry battalion with a Bradley vehicles, Paladin artillery vehicles, howitzers, and infantry vehicles. The plans note that while the parade will begin near the Pentagon, the heavy tracked vehicles, which would include the Strykers, would be stationed near the Lincoln Memorial and join the procession there, so they will not go over the bridge from Virginia. City officials, including D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, acknowledged in April that the administration reached out to the city about holding a parade on June 14th. At the time, she said tanks rolling through the city's streets would not be good. If military tanks were used, they should be accompanied with many millions of dollars to repair the roads. The Army's birthday festival has been planned for more than a year and is slated to include displays of Army equipment, military demonstrations, and musical performances, and a fitness competition at the National Mall. Varen VT says, Trump did publicly admire the military parades of North Korea, so I'm not shocked. Yep. Trace James says, can I get a tank or two down my street? The potholes are getting bad. The late afternoon parade would be followed by a parachute jump by the Golden Knights, a concert, and the fireworks. The planning documents also suggest that civilian participants would include historical vehicles and aircraft, and 2 bands, along with people from veteran groups, military colleges, and reenactor organizations. According to the plans, the parade would be classified as a national special security event, and that requests have been submitted by the National Park Service and is under review. Okay. So again, this is all the trappings to say, oh, this is in celebration of the army. And then, you know, there's going to be some weird shit like a fucking Trump statue like there was at CPAC. According to the plans, the parade would be a... we already did that. During his first term, Trump proposed having a parade after seeing one in France on Bastille Day. Trump said that after watching the 2-hour procession along with famed Champs-Élysées, he wanted an even grander one in on Pennsylvania Avenue. That plan was ultimately dumped due to the huge costs, with one estimate of a $92 million price tag and other logistical issues. Can you imagine what would happen if our great fucking country decided to invest $92 million back into American healthcare? God, that would change the world for so many people, right? That would be such a great thing, but no, they'd rather do a fucking military parade. We'd rather just wax lyrical about how great we are and how great our military presence is, despite losing in Afghanistan, losing in Vietnam, just generally not having a great track record that isn't World War II. And we still suck the dick of World War II and the American Revolution over and over again, which, again, ignores how many other people were fighting in those wars and caused them to actually work. But don't worry, America's the big military superpower, so we are 100% going to suck the American teat. Trump said in a social media post in 2017 that he was canceling the event over the costs and accused local politicians of price gouging, and that was for the military parade then. But, of course, that is not where it is at now. Robbie says all it would take is one soldier to do the right thing. Yeah, but, you know, man, I'm torn. I'm torn because that is a major military presence, like an insane military presence. Let me see if there's anything else here. Cool. Newsweek has something here. No, I don't want to log in. No, I don't want to do that. No. No. All right. Activists are coordinating a protest on June 14th, and which is Flag Day and President Donald Trump's birthday, targeting a military-style parade planned by the Trump administration. The president has said the parade will be an advertisement, will be a patriotic tribute, but the No Kings group, which is organizing the protest, has described the parade as a made-for-TV display of dominance for his birthday. Newsweek has contacted the Department of Defense for comment. Why it matters. Since Trump returned to office on January, there have been major nationwide protests against his policies. The June 14th event is shaping up as a flashpoint for tension between Trump's critics and supporters. Opponents of the planned parade have compared it to authoritarian displays of military power, but the president has defended the value of the big, beautiful parade to celebrate the country. The No Kings group, along with partners such as Black Voters Matter and Declaration for American Democracy, is mobilizing volunteers to show up everywhere Trump isn't, to say no thrones, no crowns, no kings. Real power isn't staged in Washington, it rises up everywhere else. Planning documents for the parade obtained by the Associated Press, we already read all that part. Defense officials told NBC that this kind of parade would cost $45 million, which Trump said was peanuts compared to the value of doing it. My birthday happens to be on Flag Day. I view it for Flag Day. Not necessarily my birthday, but somebody put it together. But no, I think we're going to do something on June 14th, maybe, or somewhere around there. But I think June 14th, it's a very important day. We have the greatest missiles in the world, Trump said. We have the greatest submarines in the world. We have the greatest army tanks in the world. We have the greatest weapons in the world, and we're going to celebrate it. Army spokesperson Colonel David Butler recently told the Associated Press, "We want to make it into an..." Oh boy, that's what happens when you drop something you're fidgeting with. Let's go back there. He said, "We want to make it into an event that the entire nation can celebrate with us. We want Americans to know their army and their soldiers. A parade might become part of that. And we think that will be an excellent addition to what we already have planned." The No Kings Coalition is recruiting volunteers online and working with local chapters in more than 30 states. Organizers say they expect thousands to participate in coordinated events, with more information to be released closer to June 14th. Law enforcement agencies in Washington, D.C. are preparing for heightened security, though officials have not disclosed specific plans. Both supporters and opponents of the planned event are using social media to rally attendees. Okay. And then they have a thing where you can click on this to rate the article. Sure, it's fair, whatever. Anyway, previous historical monarchs had inbreeding as a reason for their bizarre behavior. What's Donnie's excuse? Could that be the reason for his obsession with being a king, so that his proclivities towards Ivanka are legitimized? The first American Republicans wanted to get rid of Mad King George. Robbie, thank you for the 500 bits. No gods, no kings, just us. No billionaires, no oligarchs. Just me realizing that VTS needed to be up and ready, and it was not, so, you know.
No gods, no kings, just us. No billionaires, no oligarchs, justice. You woo.
Yeah, you got your thing that gets you around that. I'm going to find more ways to stop Blizzy from doing that. Old Gus says, "So, quiet part, my money is on the hijacking of Flag Day being a byproduct because June 14th. It'll be whack-a-mole? Yeah, basically. Lenari says, "I wonder if he'll have the guts not to hide behind bulletproof glass." How much you want to bet he's going to go out there with his kid? Or even Elon's kid? Just a kid that's going to keep him from being seen as a viable target. I mean, after the last time that he was shot, and after the United States healthcare CEO getting shot, that strategy makes sense as a form of self-preservation. But you know what else would work as a form of self-preservation? Not being a fucking asshole. Just saying. Lenari says 5 days before Juneteenth. No, Juneteenth is on the 19th. Sucks for the kid. No, Ravi. No, no, no. No, no, no. We are definitely not doing that one, and I would definitely appreciate you deleting your own comment on that one. So yeah, this is the 14th, so what hijack? So I thought it would be a hijack thing as well, but if it's on the 14th, it's likely not that. But I do know that Trump has been against Juneteenth being a thing. Said mods can't self-delete? That's definitely weird. That's definitely weird. Why can't I? Hold on. Let me just try a thing. Back to this, I suppose. The first American Republicans wanted to get rid of Mad King George III and become a republic instead of being a colony under England. Of course, the conservatives of the day wanted to remain British subjects. Today, modern Republicans want to crown another king. Boycott the parade and do something to really honor our military. Send a few bucks to the USO, Gary Sense Foundation, or Wounded Warrior Project. Okay, look, I'm going to be honest. Instead of having a $92 million parade, would it not honor the military more to spend that $92 million, I don't know, at the VA? Like, wouldn't that work? Like, you spend that money the Veterans Association so that the veterans who did do stuff for this country can get health care and disability and all that good stuff. Like, wouldn't that honor them a little better? Jesus Christ. Of course, Donald J. Trump isn't the first leader to honor his own birthday with a parade. Here's a list of some of the others. Kim Jong-un, Adolf Hitler, Robert Mugabe, or Mugabe. How you forget that they don't care about vets? Yeah, no, they don't. Only second-rate nations have military parades. But you see, Suris, they would have to care about veterans for that. Yup. Yup. Jesus. Well, if you're going to be at the protest for that, let me know. I don't know if I have the funding to go to it. It may be a thing that would be worth me covering. I don't know. But you let me know what you think in the comment section below. As for what we can do about this, I mean, the protest is really the best thing we can do. Write your representatives, let them know via 5 calls and ResistBot that you're not a big fan of this gross misallocation of funds that should be going instead to military veterans and is instead going to, I don't know, celebrating how gooder we are than everybody else. Citrus Peppercorn says, is that the thing in Florida? No, this is happening in Washington, D.C. The thing in Florida, I am going to. Like I said, we've raised enough money for the hotel. We still need to raise enough money for food and gas on the way. And as of right now, we don't have the money for the other 2 things. So I'll basically just be using credit in the... Oh, God! Fucking... Okay, never mind. That's gas and most of the food. Okay. Well, and that's also in... Ooh. Yep, never mind. Fucking clueless expert. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. Even if you made me say the war words, and that makes me sad, but it doesn't make me as sad now. Yeah, no, I was in the middle of... Did you just wait for me to specifically say that so you could be like, and now he's a liar? I was gonna say, if we don't get it, then I'm just gonna put it on credit, and it'll be fine. I'll pay it off in a few months, but okay, sure, why not? I will not complain about that. I will not complain about that at all. Jesus Christ. Thank you, clueless expert. I'll see you all in Florida. Katya says, I spent 5 hours today wasting an elected official's time, or elected Republican officials' time, because they absolutely love trying to be correct when they aren't. Man, that's great. Well, by the time this video comes out, the Florida protest will already have happened, but yeah, that's the thing that happened. Hi, thank you. Varen VT, thank you for the follow. Oh god, my eyes are getting heavy. I still got more stuff to cover. Insert end of video tagline here? I guess. That's what we're doing now, right? I mean, go to the protest. If you're going to the protest, let me know. That's what I can do. That's what I can say. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full-time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Leela Ururaka, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.